Today, we're going to dive into just 4 lines of text. That's it. But these 4 lines were written 800 years ago by a Korean monk named Mugi. It's a poem called The Hut of No Abiding. And let me tell you, hidden inside these ancient characters is a profound secret to finding real freedom in our crazy, constantly changing world. So let's uncover that secret together. Now, before we break it all down, I just want you to hear it. This is the whole poem as it would be read in Korean.
此境本無住, 하인기 차당, 유여무지저, 고주 이무방.
Even if you don't know the words, you can kind of feel a certain rhythm to them, can't you? There's a weight there. It's like the meaning is echoing just underneath the surface of the sound. So, that is our mission for today. We are going to decode this poem character by character, line by line, and pull out the powerful idea sitting right at its very heart. Now, this poem is just brilliantly structured. The first half doesn't give us any answers. Nope. Instead, it hits us with a really deep philosophical question about the nature of reality itself. Let's start with the very first line. And hey, for those of you who are interested in hanja, those are the Chinese characters used in classical Korean. This is where the real fun begins. We're going to build this poem's meaning from the ground up. Just look at how each of these characters is its own little idea. We've got cha, which means this, pointing right to our immediate reality. Then gyung, the state or realm we live in. Bon, which means originally or fundamentally. And then these two, which are absolutely crucial. Mu for without, and ju for abiding or staying. Each one is like a single piece of a much bigger philosophical puzzle. And when we put all those pieces together, using Korean grammar, what we get is this. This state is originally without abiding. The poem kicks off by stating a fundamental truth of Buddhist philosophy. Everything is impermanent. Nothing is fixed. The world itself is always in motion. Okay, so if the world is fundamentally a place that never stays still, the poem then asks a very sharp question in its second line. Let's move to that now and see how this whole thing builds. All right, let's break down the question. It starts with ha, asking what or which. Then we have in, which means person. That's followed by ji, meaning to raise or to build. Then we see cha again. Remember that one? This. And it all points to dong, a hall or a house. You can literally see the question forming piece by piece. So the line translates to, what person built this hall? The poet is looking at a physical building. Maybe it's his own little hut or a temple, and he's asking a question that goes way, way deeper than just architecture. Okay, so here's the crucial point. The first 2 lines together create this beautiful tension. The poem establishes that reality is without abiding. It's always in flux. And then it points to a house, a symbol of permanence, of stability, and asks, who did this? Why would anyone try to build something fixed and solid in a world that never stops moving? And that question just hangs in the air, you know? It perfectly sets the stage for the second half of the poem, where the monk, Mugi, delivers his absolutely brilliant answer. This third line, this is the pivot. It has the key that unlocks the entire poem, and the way it does it is just incredible. Let's break it down. We have you, which means only. Ye is remaining. And then, look at these next 2 characters very closely. Mu, meaning without, and ji, meaning self. Wait a second. Mugi, that's the poet's name. The last character, ja, just means person or the one who. And here it is, the poem's genius move. It's this incredible turn of phrase. The answer to the question, who built this house, is the only one remaining is the person called Mugi. But Mugi isn't just his name. It is the philosophy. The answer is, literally, the one with no self. So this is the whole point. The builder of the hut isn't a person with some fixed, solid identity. The builder is a state of being, the state of no self. The one who has let go of a rigid sense of I or me is the only one who can truly and peacefully exist in a world that has no permanence. So what is life actually like for this person of no self? Well, the final line gives us the beautiful and liberating conclusion to the whole thing. Okay, our final characters. Geo means to go. Ju is to stay. You can see these 2 ideas are in direct contrast. I means already. Mu is without. And bang means hindrance or obstacle. We put it all together and we get this breathtaking final thought. To go or to stay, there is already no hindrance. This is the freedom the poem has been leading us to all along. So let's just step back for a moment and really absorb the full power of this philosophy, the freedom that actually comes from embracing this idea of no self. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the problem, a world in constant change clashing with our deep human desire to build permanent houses, or, permanent careers, permanent identities. We're trying to build a dam in a flowing river. On the other side, the solution, the one who has no fixed self, mugi, can move freely. You stop fighting the current and you become like the water itself. So, what does this state actually feel like? Well, it means letting go of our rigid attachments to who we think we are. Our job, our past, our future anxieties. It means you are no longer trapped by the choice to stay in a bad spot or go towards an uncertain one. You're just present. It's a freedom so profound that the poem suggests even life and death stop being these huge obstacles and instead just become another part of the flow.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. This last line isn't just the end of a poem, it's a mantra. It's the description of a life lived without the heavy burden of a rigid ego, a life of complete and total liberty. To go or stay, there is now no hindrance.
And so I'll leave you with this final thought, a question this 800-year-old poem is asking of us right here, today. And I mean, really take a moment to consider it. If you loosened your grip on the story of who you think you are, just for a moment, what would you be free to do? What hindrance would just fall away?